Hello, how are we doing today? I asked you guys over on Instagram to shoot some questions over to me to see, you know, just like a Q&A kind of vibe, you know what I mean? Trying to see, you know, what you guys were interested in, if you had any questions for me, if you had any like, you know, insights or whatever over on Instagram. So this video is me answering those questions. I gotta get them pulled up though. Hold on one second. I got a bunch of them. I got a bunch of them to go through. So yeah, I'm Joey. Again, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the JoeySaidSoMedia adventure. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for having me. Today, we're answering some questions. I also kind of wanted to talk about like the editing process that I go through just a little bit. We'll have a separate video on that. I am gonna have some photos flashing on the screen in between me talking and in between me answering these questions and whatnot. So hopefully you guys enjoy those. If you do, leave a like on the video. Make sure you guys get subscribed to the channel so you don't you know, miss any of the fun, miss any of the action. So, and one thing that I do want to point out is I do have a habit of looking at the monitor on my camera instead of the actual lens. So if you see me kind of like hit one of those, I'm trying to see myself in the monitor, but I do have my phone pulled up here. So with all that being said, I think we should hop into the first question. That being from my friend AJ, what compelled you to pick up a camera and what keeps you going with it? I would say throughout my entire, you know, life, I've always kind of like been behind the computer in terms of like editing and that kind of thing. I've always done that kind of stuff. I ran a YouTube channel for a long time. I picked up graphic design and, you know, over the course of my life, I picked up quite a few other skills, and I felt like the natural progression of that was to just start taking the photos that I was editing. And I went on a family vacation, came back, and I bought a camera. So this is the camera I'm filming this on now. It's the Sony a6100. Right now I've got a Tamron 17 to 70 millimeter lens on it. Very, very nice. I will have a review on that coming up soon as well. So stick it here, but yeah, it was just kind of like a thing that I've always done without realizing that I have always done it, you know? So I feel like this was the natural progression for that. And what keeps me doing it is I'm good at it. And I know that sounds like kind of a silly answer, but I picked up the camera and it's almost like I knew exactly what I was supposed to do with it. So that kind of has helped me keep going. Yeah, hopefully that answered that question adequately. Let's move on to the next one. What do you want for Christmas? Camera gear. It's that simple. Anything camera related, lenses, batteries, whatever, you name it. If it has to do with doing photography, that's what I want. I really have everything that I need, you know, for the most part. I pretty much have everything that I need. I just got a new tripod, shout out Pablo, my guy. I'm not even using it right now, but it is what it is. But yeah, anything camera related is what I want for Christmas, or a Steam gift card. I'm a huge gamer. If you want to get me a Steam gift card for Christmas, DM me and we'll figure out the logistics. Favorite photo shoots so far? I'm gonna have to say just anything that has to do, actually no, I have a good answer for that. I have a really good answer for that actually. My favorite photo shoot so far probably was when I had the privilege of going to my friend Bakari's first headliner show. I don't know if it was his first one, but it was a huge headliner show. It was actually a ton of fun, I'm so glad I got to be a part of that. I enjoyed the show, the DJ set, you know, at the beginning was super fire. I had a lot of fun doing that shoot. The vibes is really what kind of solidified that for me. The vibes were up 100%. They were up. So I would have to say that that was my favorite. I do have some of those on my some shots from that on my Instagram. If you guys want to check that out, head on over there at JoeySaidSoMedia. Go give me a follow. Give me the subtle plug. I would say that a close second to that would be any shoot that I've done in the city. Minneapolis is such an amazing city and I love doing the street photography there. I've got some absolute bangers from just walking around Minneapolis and stuff, and I would say that that was probably a close second. Let's move on to the next question. We've got Drake or Kendrick. I mean, Drizzy Drake. Drizzy Drake, you feel me? Drake he's the GOAT. He's, you know what I'm saying? He speaks the real stuff. Kendrick is cool. I like Kendrick's music, don't get me wrong. I really do enjoy Kendrick's music, but I'm gonna have to take Drake on that one. Working on any passion projects? Yes, actually. I am currently curating a coffee table book called 612, and it is just kind of like a memoir of my time doing photography and street photography. It has been in the works for a while now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to curate all of the work that I want to put in the book and how I want to organize the book. So keep with me on that one. Keep with me on that one. It is coming soon. It's not so far out to where it's just never gonna come out, but I am taking all of my time and really curating this book the way that I think that it should be, as someone who's a beginner photographer, and B, someone who just loves the city of Minneapolis. Like, I love being in the city. I love everything about Minneapolis. There's just so much to do here. And St. Paul, like the Twin Cities is just, you gotta come visit me, and I'll show you around my favorite spots. So passion projects, yeah, 612, the coffee table book, it's coming soon. What place would you like to visit with or without a model? A dream destination if you left tomorrow? If I could go anywhere and take photos, there is a really good photographer here on YouTube. His name is James Popsis. Hold on, let me look it up. Popsis? I really hope I'm saying that right, James. I'm sorry. He lives in Europe, in the UK, Wales, I think specifically. And he is a huge inspiration as to why I do this in the first place. The kind of copied him. The format of my videos, the way I do my photography now has been heavily inspired by him. I have been a fan of his work even before I started doing this. I've been subscribed to him for like a few years now at this point, and he has really kind of been the driving force as to why I like doing this so much. There's a couple of others out there, like North Borders does some good work. There's a few that I'm probably missing off the top of my head, but yeah, I would love to go to Wales and just spend a couple of days just taking photos with him. I would love to do that. That'd be amazing. James, if you're watching this, call me. That would be the answer to that one for me. Wales, South Wales in the UK. That would be fantastic. All right, this next question is kind of a loaded one just because there are so many different things that go into this, but I do have to look up the name of the camera because I don't want to mess it up. It is the Hasselblad X2D 100C. This camera, I don't know if this is gonna focus, that camera right there. If I could take one picture on this photo, or one picture on this camera, I think I would wanna go to Tokyo for sure, right where the big intersection is in downtown Tokyo. And I would wanna take a picture of that, and I know exactly from what angle, I know all the details of the photo, I would wanna take it on that camera. And I would want either a 50 millimeter or anywhere between 50 millimeters and 85 millimeters. I'm leaning more towards 85 millimeters just because I know that I am gonna be high up in that dream scenario if I could leave tomorrow. But yeah, the X2D 100C, there's a photographer here on YouTube that I watch. I'm not gonna lie, he doesn't use his name, so I don't remember the name of his channel exactly, but he uses that camera. And the work that he does is incredible. I will leave him linked down below because I am butchering right now. I'm kind of floundering a little bit, but yeah, that would be the camera for me for that. And I know exactly where I would go. And as far as a model goes, there is an artist, his name is Laxity. He is from the UK, and I would want to photograph him in that spot for sure. For sure. That's who I would take with me. Let's get on to the next question. Let's see here. Dream camera or lens to use at this very moment. I'm gonna say the Sony FX3, I think would be the dream camera. And I'll actually double this up and I'm gonna say the dream lens. I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna take the Sony G Master 50 millimeter. I think that would be my dream camera and my dream lens to go with that camera. The full frame, it's what is it? How many megapixels is that camera? Sony FX3 megapixels. Let's see here. It's a 12.1 full frame. The camera I'm shooting on now is a 24 or 22 or something like that. But the FX3, I love the color science that Sony has. And that's why I'm shooting on a Sony camera. I've done all the research that I needed to do picking a camera, but the Sony FX3 is my holy grail of cameras. I love video. I'm a still photographer right now, but my dream is to do a lot more video. I wanna work on a short film, I guess passion project, if you would. But I wanna work on a short film, and I think the FX3 would give me kind of the flexibility to do that because it is just the king of, in my opinion. I know the A7 IIIs of the world are out there like, Joey, shut up. Why are you even talking about the FX3? But I held one. I love that camera. That is my grail camera right now. It's a Sony FX3. So there's the answer to that one. All right, so the next question here is, what are you listening to while you're editing anything? What's your process with different projects? Okay. So I actually have a Spotify playlist that I will leave a link to down below. And it is also linked on my Instagram channel. Mitch Geist, dude, let me pull up my Spotify here really quick. Mitch Geist, dude, the vibes are vibing, dog. There's a few artists that I listen to mainly. So P-Juice is another one. Uzi, I love Uzi Vert. That's my guy. 20 Minutes by Lil Uzi Vert is my favorite song. And like I said, Mitch Geist, I listen to Don Toliver when I edit. I listen to a lot of R&B and stuff like that when I edit too. I'm scrolling through my list here. Aaron Page is another. If you ever want to get in the zone with editing, pull up some Aaron Page music and you'll be set. You'll be set. But yeah, the spectrum is all over the place. If you guys want, I can start using, or I can start linking songs on my Instagram. If you want to find good music, I always post to my story on Instagram and on TikTok. So go give me a follow on both of those places so that I can share my music with you guys, and vice versa. If you guys have any songs you want me to check out here on the channel or whatever, please send them over. I love music. I listen to music all day, every day, and there is no shortage of music out there. So if you got some tunes, send them on over to me and I'll take a listen here for sure. Let's see here. Let's get into the next question. Let's get into the next one. Something you've learned that has made your workflow. Oh, sorry. I forgot to answer the second part of that question. What's your process with different projects? It really depends on what I'm working with. So if I'm doing a huge video, if I'm doing video editing, usually no music. I don't listen to music because I'm so focused on sounds and sound effects and stuff like that, that I want to just like kind of keep my focus locked in on the video. But if I'm editing photos and if I'm, doing a shoot, I'll offload off the SD card into my, SD card dump folder, and then I will just kind of edit from there, pick and choose where everything goes. Everything is organized based off whether it's a street shot, portrait, a landscape, whatever. I have folders for everything. So any type of photography that I do, it is, organized that way. It is organized that way. I also do some client work. So I have a whole folder with all my clients and stuff. Shout out Bakari, shout out Ashley, shout out everybody who, books with me. All my clients are great. But yeah, I usually organize first and then start editing later. That's kind of like my mojo that I got going on. Next question though, from my boy Joseph, shout out Dummy Angles on, Dummy Angles on Instagram. I'll leave his thing down below too. Something you've learned that has made your workflow easier. In Adobe Lightroom, 5-star the photos you want to edit. Please 5-star the photos you want to edit. It took me too damn long to realize that I could 5-star the photos that I want to edit and then sort them based off of those 5-star your edits. And I only use 5 stars. I saw someone on TikTok a couple days ago who does 1 to 3 stars. So if it's a 1-star, obviously low edit priority. If it's a 3-star, it's a high edit priority, but I just use 5 stars. If it doesn't get a star rating, I'm not using it. So 5-star your photos, please. It is gonna save you so much time with ingesting into Lightroom. And then also make sure you create a proxy file for all of your photos. That is something I just recently learned, and the proxy file will save your PC or your MacBook from blowing up from trying to get through all the photos in the RAM. I swear it is the most valuable thing that you can do, and it takes two clicks. Dude, it takes 2 seconds to do, but I swear it will save you so much time, I promise. So that would be something that has sped up my editing flow and has been super duper useful for me. Little tip there. That has been the shortest Q&A of all time. What are we at? 18, 19 minutes. So this whole segment is gonna be up on YouTube. I'm not really gonna edit this too much. I might chop it up a little bit here and there, but yeah, that has been that. I hope you guys enjoyed the photos that are kind of flashing around on the screen as I talk, as I go through all of this. And I really want to say thank you for everybody who watches this video, and I will cut it up. This is going to be the TikTok section. So cut right here. This is the TikTok section. So if you're watching this on TikTok or Instagram, follow. Don't just watch it. Follow the TikTok. Okay. And if you want to watch the whole Q&A, I'll leave a link to the YouTube video in it. And that's pretty much it. My A6100 is overheating per usual. We're at 20 minutes and usually it cuts out at about 30. So that has been it for me. And remember, stay creative and do it because Joey said so. Peace.